Greetings, everyone, especially to my Rastafarian brethren and sisters globally. This is the man from Buzzwalk, the runaway slave, better known as Jahbunny. First, let me make my disclaimer. This program and the things that I will be saying, it is not a personal attack on any individual. I am only calling a spade a spade. Now, today I will be playing quite a few programs. I will be playing a program from Mama Desta. I'll be playing a program from Queen Mother Moses. I will be playing a program from an unknown Rasta child. And I will be addressing Queen Ifrica recent switch. Yes, I call it a switch. First of all, I would like to make a special shout out to the twins of twins, both brothers, for at least trying to keep it real. I would also like to shout out to Foota Hype for his work in trying to keep the culture real. I would like to make a special shout out to Mr. Vegas for his attempt of trying to strike a balance. I would also like to pay special Rasta respect to Ija Star as the first individual to reach out to I when I man come out the hospital. I would also like to pay special respect to Warwick Hill for still taking guidance where necessary from I. I would also like to pay maximum respect to Big Stone for his word of encouragement and enlightenment for I to carry on the works. I would also like to, I will be addressing some issues that I feel that several of my schoolmates have misunderstood. Namely, Jadine. Jadine know I from I was 9 years old. And his concern is that I've used the platform to make a lot of people dislike I. I am of the opinion that Jadine have missed the whole standard for my platform. I didn't come with this platform looking any likes or dislike. And I care zero who for can get mash when me utter my full standing of what life have taught I. First, I'm not in anybody's schoolroom. So I want Jahbunny to balance that and step back. And continue to do what you do best. If you don't like what you hear, switch off. That's it. Keep your opinion to yourself. That me I tell you now, Jahbunny. I don't want to hear nothing from you again about my program. If you can't full stand what this is all about. My life journey is not your life journey. You don't know nothing about it. I don't even want to get too emotional. I don't want to know, say, if it leave my program alone. Yeah. My program now look no friend from no one. Anyway, them I like when I get emotional. But them can call me when them want to call me and talk to me disrespectful out of them emotion. I'm just humble and listen to them. Anyway, there's a few data, like I said. I'm from the dark days. And the topic that I want to discuss today is the Rastafarian concubines. Yeah. Because we have seen the movement change over the last 60 years. That now is concubines. Yeah, concubines take over and attempt now, say them a lead Rasta. Concubines. Yeah. Now, I'm going to emphasize it, concubines. I don't see no holy woman out there. Yeah, I don't want a woman come tell about no holy and no highway. I come from the days when 3/4 Rasta woman a concubine. Rasta man, they even look pound no. Yeah. When I talk about the Rasta man, then we fuck out of them race, you know. So now get me mixed up. I don't encourage them type of trad in there. But I don't encourage the loose type of woman too. Some loose woman where all of a sudden now have issues with them own kind of. Watch the levels when you hear some Rasta woman talk now. Them not in a nothing with no Jamaica Rasta man, because them fuck out and done out at Jamaica. So now them a highlight themselves, say them a Ashanti warrior, and them Ghana Africa, and them go married Ashanti priest and Ashanti king, and who no go hit to up, they go married to priests and royalty and all these things. Them things they don't impress I and I. Because if you can't deal with the own kind, something wrong. And 3/4 our sister that talk about Jamaican woman have a serious issue with their Jamaican counterpart. I don't know if it's true daddy issue or what, but we need to look at all these issues and where these issues coming from. For example, make we start from Queen Ifrica first. 15 years ago, Queen Ifrica do a song say, "Daddy, don't touch me, dear." This is the song that made her quite popular. When Queen Ifrica did that song 15 years ago, here in England, that song caused a eruption amongst my age group. At the time, here in London, we had an organization called the musician organization. That organization was consist of all promoters, artists, and players of instrument reside here in London. That organization was headed by Bunny Lee, better known as Striker Lee. That organization was functioning out of Mirage and Stars HQ on Green Lane, which is Fatman HQ. That organization, we had from Prince Buster come straight down that used to meet at Mirage and Stars. So just name a few now. From Prince Buster come straight down. Now, as you all know, Prince Buster come out of our ends, Alphabet Street. As you will know, Prince Buster is who produced Derrick Morgan most time top big tune. So we have access to Derrick Morgan. Derrick Morgan is one of my elder as an elder. So me and Derrick Morgan are no friend or size. I'm an elder. Derrick Morgan is a Chocomolan artist. So he's a big man where me know and look up to. When Queen Ifrica, let me tell you her full name. Because I don't want to get that Queen Ifrica thing. Let me just 1 minute. Just want to get my facts straight. Yeah. Ventris Morgan. That is Queen Ifrica right name. Ventris Morgan. When Ventris Morgan did the song Daddy Don't Touch Me Down There, at one of the musician meeting, we spend the whole night exploring what she mean by this song. I mean, it was over 50 of us, original musician, man like Dennis Al Capone, struggle, knowledge, Dr. Mantado, Prince Buster, Bunny Lee, 90 Observer. You know, the whole downtown fraternity was there. And in the discussion, it was brought out and pointed out that Queen Venice Morgan mother is of the one and Lego generation. Yeah. You me say the one and Lego generation. Because back 50 years ago, 60 years ago, artists, musician, rude boy, a one and Lego. So a lot of children was conceived under the one and Lego concept. I don't know if you not follow me now, you know. A man to go be upon a show. After the show, him see a nice daughter. Him tell her 2 sweet things. Get a clap or fight. And take for himself. Him never tell her things but same I got married her. Him never tell her things same one day with her. The man up on tour. And you don't know say we like woman. And I one and Lego. So a whole heap of one and Lego I personally involved with globally. So me I speak from personal experience. Them call it one night stand. But I call it one and Lego. Yeah. Me and a whole, me never tell you no more individual. Me I tell you say that was the culture. So, and nothing for globally them have it have say Jamaica is the country where woman conceive without knowing who them father, who put the child in them. The most globally. So my full standing, like me say, it's not a personal attack on Venice, but Venice is a one and Lego child. Now, Venice did this song, Daddy Don't Touch Me Dear, when our father never cohabit. Delroy Morgan never lived with her mother no time at all. Venice was raised by her stepfather. Yet, Venice never make the world know say her stepfather is who touch her. So, why I am bringing this up now, Venice need to come back and make it clear to the world now, so this daddy song can be more clarified, because when we hear it, we thought it was Delroy Morgan who molested her. Derek Morgan who molested her. And Prince Buster and Bonnie Lee and other man who is the producer and manager of Derek Morgan and know and tour with him, make it clear to I and I that no, Derek never lived with her mother. Derek never knows him get her. In a them time, the woman just give picnic to who them want to give picnic to. Under the one and Lego. So if you did sleep with a daughter, then Anna nothing for she get pregnant from by Joe Brown and just say, oh, Jahbunny pregnate me. So this is how the culture was. So, all I'm saying today, Queen Ifrica, Venice, need to come, just like she just come the other day and try switch. She need to come and clarify who wish her daddy touch her, whether it was her stepdaddy or her real daddy. She need to come and make us know who, because she's an attention seeker. So I personally don't even think that song is real, even though she performed it convincingly, and the world yet believe her and think that it is the icon Derek Morgan who molested her. She need to come and clarify that. So that's one of the issues that I, Jahbunny, would I like to get clear up. Now, there is a next issue now where more address. And this one is from a Rasta daughter where come out. No, she's not a Rasta daughter. I don't want to say who is Rasta from who is not Rasta, but she is of, I'm going to make it, she tell you who she is. So I'm not going to put no mouth on who she is. It's not my place to say who is who. So make a year for yourself.
The 25 of them.
Lessons, love and light. I gotta be real. I don't really do family, you know, because my family's never really been there for me in any way, any shape, form, or any capacity. They're only there to bring the negative out of me. You know, them one there, draw me out of myself, embarrass themselves, you know, them one there, and come with their 2 blood clot long hand. That's how they roll. My father, for example, he came here for how many years? This fool's got how many baby mothers? You know what I mean? Real toxic shit. Yeah, he's a Rastafarian. It's the Rastafarian. The reason why I don't have much respect for, just saying, something like that is because his excuse is Selassie. Selassie is the reason why he has, his first baby mother is white. The second one is, no, actually, Selassie is the reason why the first baby mothers that he ever had were prostitutes. Yeah, I repeat, prostitutes. My grandma in Jamaica, she was a madam. You know them one that she built a nice house where prostitutes and them kind of people can feel safe and do them thing. You understand? And people don't take liberties with them. I respect her. That's my boss always. That's my queen. Another one there. But the problem with this is what? The problem came when Daddy, you know the one there? When Daddy had black kids. When Daddy breeded my mum, which is a real empress, you know, over all of them other prostitutes he breeded, because I don't know what the fuck happened. He was thinking back then, you know the one there? My mum had me and my brother. Now, I'm the only child that looks like my dad. Went to Jamaica when I was 27. And then I met the rest of my family, and they showed me that I was my grandma's twin. You know them one day? One of them ones. But my dad, no offense, I can't really give him the credit what's due, because there ain't no credit due. It takes more than sperm to make you a dad, I'm just saying. Now this guy, he picked crack, the crack game. He came here, he wanted to be a big drug dealer. You know the one there? Lived by the drugs, died by the blood clot drugs. Now the fucker had a stroke. He's about 60, 70 years old, and he's looking for a slave to move in and take care of him. Not this bitch, I'm an artist. You know the one, I ain't got time. I will pay the NHS care to take care of your blood clot, because when your pick-me them was homeless, when the other ones that you didn't care about, the black ones, you know them one there? I don't respect Rastafarians like him. You know what? Yeah, my dad's a Rastafarian, but he's a fake Rastafarian. And there's just too much of them that needs to be washed out of our community. I'm just going to be real. Yeah. Because he's a Trump. He never raised any of his kids. He's just a sperm donor, so you can't give him credit where it's due. Now he's big old whatnot and had a stroke the other day. He's looking for a slave to come and to protect, take care of him, wipe his ass. Yo, wait a blood clot long time. Next, another bitch. I don't do it. Lessons, love and light. I gotta be real. I don't really do family.
Yeah, no. This young lady, I must say, at least she trying to keep it real. Very confused, daughter. And, you know, I use her for sure now, say 3/4 of the young people in my born in this country feel this way against them father, but cannot really articulate it. I don't know if it's the culture or what, but over the years, because I'm in this country long enough, and I've experienced and see this kind of trends develop where 3/4 of my friend them, when them pass off, them kids express these kind of feelings. Some of them end up all upon them father in order to show up where the liquor were left. So, I just play that to go on a different spin so we can have a discussion on these things. Because, like I said, the culture have moved from 60 years ago to something totally different. And I will make two data now, break it down now. First of all, again, I'm going to play a voice message. This voice message was not sent to I, but it speak about I. Now, these are two intellectual Rasta women that speak about I, but did not address I direct. Now, I go play these data so the eye can see now how this woman take over and the movement go. After I play these two data, then I go lay down my full standing on this whole movement as it stands today. So let's find this data here first.
Greetings from Addis Ababa. That was the preface of the Emperor Haile Selassie's autobiography being read by my husband, Prince Young, Professor, in English, stating a house built on granite and strong foundation. Not even the onslaught of pouring rain, gushing torrents, and strong winds will be able to cool down. Some people have witnessed glorified life representing us too, but in fact derives from ignorance, error, or envy. But they cannot shake the truth from its place, even if they attempt to make others believe it. I am Mama Desta, born in Jamaica 1969, working in Africa since 1992 and residing in Addis Ababa since 2005. This great and noble Rastafarian movement has come a long way, promoting Pan-African culture and principles of liberation, redemption, and repatriation for Africans at home and abroad. Good work still to be achieved. It is our duty as vanguards to defend the precious name, legacy, and prosperity of Rastafari, both the majesty and the movement, and subsequently the dignity of Ethiopia, of Africa. On Sunday, May 29th, a show apparently aired on YouTube where Dr. B, aka Jabi, aka Jabok, CEO of Dark Americas Incorporated, aka Dark Foundation, ended a 1-hour diatribe on the Jahbunny, aka Runaway Slave Show, with an uncontrollable emotional out-of-context outburst quoting, "We have the responsibility as vanguard. It's full time to recall out certain people, Desta and all them imposters." End quote. An imposter is defined as fraud, or pretender, or perpetrator of a sham. He closed with another crude lie about my family life, which made me feel so sorry to see a black man, a Rasta man, in such a state of despair that he would utter such scandalous lies publicly. Though for the record, Dr. B did state that he did not know he was being paid. The question that comes to mind, was his intention then to call from America to England to gossip privately about a woman in Ethiopia. I've demanded a retraction and apology with no reply. I also repeatedly requested Jahbunny's facilitation on his platform. After 1 week passed and Jahbunny took no action, I recalled Jahbunny's statement that his show is about his life, his prospective priorities and experiences. So with that in mind, I took his advice, which was quote unquote, feel free to handle as I see fit, because he has to do things on his terms. I agree, must give respect where it's due. I wish to thank them both for creating the rationale of my statement, because if not for the slanderous acts of Jahbunny and the astute advice of Jahbunny, I would not take this opportunity to make the following 3 important points at this time and on the record. First, Dr. B. Brethren Boggs recently wrote and published the widely signed Rastafari Solidarity Accord, aka a treaty, declaring oneness, harmony, solidarity, cooperation, friendly relations, stating, avoid public display of negative or slanderous behavior to any Rastafari house, organization, mansion, or individuals on social media or any other forum or platform. Again, the statement, a very good one, was written by Dr. B on his Dark Foundation website. So why would he violate this important aspect of his treaty? And why would he tell such a blatant lie in public, reeking of malicious, misogynistic narcissism? I, as a vanguard, call out the above for weaving a web of lies, deceit, and division. I hope his campaign to call out kith and kin in the Rasta community, known him for decades, is not funded by his $39.99 membership fee promoted widely on his dark.org website. Dr. Brooks can Google me on the meaning of imposter or read my weekly column in the Capital. Research the exhibition that we just opened for Addis Ababa University Institute of Ethiopian Studies, Pan-African Wing Feature Rastafari Room at His Majesty's Palace. Oh, the book I wrote for Rastafari children and others facing discrimination called I Love Locks. The draft policy paper that I was requested to write under the leadership of Peace Racer Babo, Peace Paul, and EWF Jahbunny on behalf of the Ethiopian Ministry of Foreign Affairs. My role as the liaison of the Diaspora Africa Forum, where I lobbied to the African Union for reintegration of the diaspora. For the 60th birthday I did, called Africa Unite, for Bob Marley with the Bob and Rita Marley Foundation. For my care for the homeless, orphan and vulnerable children from 2005 to 11 up here in Addis Ababa with my husband. And also supported by my beautiful 10 children. We have now seen these young people become adults, and this is part of fulfilling the creed which says, how we fed infants cared for, as well as exemplifying the work of our I Love It Executive Menon. This is a snapshot just to bring Brethren Boggs up to speed, as our history dates back to the emerging years in the Rastafari community in the mid-1970s, where the small community of mostly college-age brethren and a handful of sisters in the Bronx provided a place to learn and grow for me, a then 15-year-old budding activist, along with other youth. In 1977, Brethren Boggs attended the first event I organized as a 10th grader at Mount Vernon High School, promoting unity between all Black students. In the 80s, Boggs and I served on the Rastafari Community Committee in New York to fund, organize, and host the first delegation of Nabingi elders to New York City. In 1988, for the record, falsely attributed this to the Smithsonian, who, by the way, did not participate in the New York trial. The African Liberation Day Club was realized through the efforts of many workers with an emphasis on many systems. Next decade, 1994, after I moved to Florida, Boggs attended the International Rastafari Gathering, organized by the South Florida Rastafari community, on which I also served on the committee, consisting of all mansions, where we hosted another prominent delegation of elders. This led to the 2-year publication and distribution of the Rastafari Economic Development Directive, also known as the Red Pages. Bottom line, Dr. B, Boggs, knows very well who I am and my works, and has now been brought up to date with additional works, and therefore therefore has a duty to retract his statement and set a better example for all of his followers. My second point, the opinions and discourse on the same platform between the brethren Jahbunny and Jahbunny, Empress men and Rastafari black women in general is an uninformed, disingenuous and disrespectful rewriting of the life, work and powers of the beloved wife and emperor and that of black women in general. The Tege men in Astor and black Rastafari women have an inherent power bestowed at birth, which has allowed us to stand as queens with our kings, husbands and brothers in arms, in truth and on equal ground to ensure the preservation of African sovereignty, heritage and liberation. We serve as consorts, led armies and families, trained and strategized, working as one with our mind, before colonial mentality brought Eurocentric notions of male-female relations to our brothers, knowing that that was an important way that colonization would divide and rule for a very long time. We love and honor Itege Menen for her contributions and examples, and I pray for the day when I personally can accomplish even 1% of her works for Ethiopia. Honorable Kwame Nkrumah said, quote, women of Africa and African descent, yours is the duty and privilege of hoisting high the nationalist banner of redemption. Yours is the glory of answering the call of our beloved Africa. Yours is the invaluable opportunity to call a decisive halt to the ruinous penetration of colonialism and imperialism in Africa. Yours is the honor to fight relentlessly for the total emancipation of this great continent. Yours is the task of protecting the African personality to the world of today, end quote. Third and final point is the myopic discourse on the state of affairs in Ethiopia. Despite all of our efforts to share information and work in collaboration with like-minded ones, particularly in the African diaspora, their desire for followers, likes, subscriptions, memberships, and comments leads to the turning of a blind eye while curating new narratives. Ethiopia remains a beacon of hope and example from that time to this time in areas of economic development, the environment, culture, pursuit of peace, and more. I cannot speak for anyone else. However, as for my household and my clan, we stand with over 110 million Ethiopians who seek to maintain sovereignty, sustain the rich heritage, and create a future for the youth to lead and benefit from the works of previous generations. I've been criticized harshly since supporting indigenous African Rastafari, who in the 21st century are expanding the movement throughout 55 nation states, converging ancestral culture and belief systems into the 20th century Pan-African philosophy and way of life that still holds crucial keys to African spirituality and mental and economic liberation. Rastafari still has work to do, and we have no time to waste on personal attacks, emotional public outbursts by our brothers, and misguided intentions to build personal profiles by knocking others down, whether we agree with them or not. I close with the statements of Itege Menen Asfaw, who said, quote, our people live and work peacefully by being God-fearing, but the enemy is trying to devastate the wealth of the country and destroy our family in the name of modernization. Fast forward 80 years, the deputy of the head of mission of the Ethiopian Embassy in South Africa, Mr. Mulgeta, said to the Rastafari delegation on June 6th in a meeting, quote, recognize motivation by international forces against Ethiopia who want to sever links with Africa in the diaspora. There are hostile forces determined to intervene in Ethiopia's internal affairs. We appeal to Rastafari not to be used by the enemies of Ethiopia. So there is the clarion call and the warning to all Rastafari at home and abroad, far and wide, over land and sea. Do not fall into traps, whether knowingly, unknowingly, naively, or otherwise, that will in any way impede Ethiopia's development. And to my brother brethren, Bugs, I say, still I rise by Maya Angelou. You may write me down in history with your bitter twisted lies. You may trod me in the very dirt, but still I trust I'll rise. Does my sassiness upset you? Why are you beset with gloom? Cause I walk like I've got oil wells pumping Do you want to see me broken? Bowed head and lowered eyes, shoulders falling down like teardrops, weakened by my soulful cries? Does my haughtiness offend you? Don't you take it awful hard, 'cause I laugh like I've got gold mines, digging my own backyard. Leaving behind nights of terror and fear, I rise. Into a daybreak that's wondrously clear, I rise, bringing the gifts that my ancestors gave. I am the dream and the hope of the slave. I rise, I rise, I rise. Rastafarian, rise. Ethiopia yesterday, today, and forever.
Yes, Virgin and Sistren, I must make my disclaimer now. One, Sister Desta did not send I this clip, even though she made mention of I in it on more than one occasion. She published this globally, and it was dropped in a medium through cyberspace. I must make it clear that I have worked with both Dr. B and Sister Desta 40-something years ago, and we all put in good work. I do not know anything bad about either Virgin and Sistren. So because it was my platform that in question, I think it's only right for me to make this becomes also a part of my platform. Now, if you listen to Mama Desta a little while, everything that she speak about was geared personal to her work and what she have done for the struggle. No one can take that away from her. Likewise, I, Jahbunny, is chronicling my works, what I have done for the struggle. Now, what I would like my brothers and sisters to focus on is the changing time that we are living in now. Keep in mind, I am a Rasta baby. Keep in mind that I didn't come in a Rasta through no Bible. Keep in mind that I am not a follower of Haile Selassie. I am not a follower of any African leader. I already declare on this platform that all African leaders, name them from Nkrumah came straight down, are traitors. Because none of them have literally or actually done anything for the liberation struggle of the black world. They have only lip service. So therefore, I, Jahbunny, as a revolutionary Rasta baby, is not following Kenyatta, who is a big traitor. We're not following Nairiri. We're not following any African leader that get them freedom through the Garvey principle and fail to embrace the whole Africa and a whole. So, individuals who want to talk and romanticize and dream about what they think the struggle is. I'm not here taking any instruction. Yeah, I'm 68 years old, a Rasta baby, must know a few things. So it's my experience that I am actually treading under now. So for those of you who put in more work, see what's a work in the Pan-African globalization, today, I, Jahbunny, cannot see or relate to how any of the works we're not talk about benefit the Rastafari movement and a whole. Today, it appears that it's a tag-on war between the genders of who are going to lead Rasta. We are known from the inception that we are leaderless. And how it stands today, I am not a researcher, and I didn't research. I do research, but I didn't research to come lead no one. And I am not about making any drastic changes in this struggle outside of where we can free ourselves. We free ourselves. And as I stand right now, I am a free slave. Yeah, I'm a free slave. Jahbunny, do Jahbunny. So me and no friend, or me and no sister. I don't want nobody come and try push no unity for me. Yeah. You know have to tell me to unite with you. When the time for join as one and move forward, and it's something we have to amplify. Anyway, me save the best for last. So, I'm going to make you hear now how Queen Mother Moses again. I don't know her from anywhere. She have a lot of title. One of the things that turn I off for Queen Mother Moses and Queen Ifrica is the tone of them voice. As a young Rasta baby growing up, I never grew up hearing daughters or sisterings or mothers expressing themselves like how these two sisterings express themselves. And to it's a turn off. So maybe I have a little bias. Because I keep it real enough against how them that there reason. But I'm going to hear it for myself, and then we can go in the comment. If I get it wrong, I'm not afraid. And I'm not afraid of changes neither. It's just how the changes will come and how you push it down upon me. Anyway, this is what the daughter have to say.
Get the vision. The E was to Elliot. Greetings to whoever this is, Jahbunny or whoever sent out this message and putting me in category of feminist. I am the woman called Moses. M for Marcia, O for Olive, S for Stewart. Originally when Fred Locks get the vision, the E was to Elliot as his wife. It is now for enlightened. And the final S is for Simeon, the tribe I'm from, of the 12 tribes of Israel. Feminists are white females. I am a womanist, proud of being a woman with a womb. And I've given birth and now have 4 generations, me being the first. Me have daughter, sons, me have grandsons, granddaughter, and me have great grandson and great granddaughter. And all of mine on the part of Rastafari, cause their household is a Rastafari household. And for your information, both matriarchs that you call out, Mama Bubbles, our ancient Makaya say, and also our beloved matriarch, Mama Ifrica, have both lived with me in Atlanta. As Elder Pidao, the ancient one that has passed and worked for my father, in a constant spring of cassava, peace, my born and grow, I still have my household and I guess so my daughter and granddaughter and great-granddaughter, they, I'll do America them born. Because we clear about who we are, Jehovah's. And as to hijacking prison ministry, New York State Department of Correction contacted I after Abuna Fox walked out with his 4 priests because he never wanted to report to a female director. That's where the patriarch and male mentality is. Woman can't tell her no nothing. I do on no mother first teaching her for prayer and about God. I'm gonna talk about little boys who want to be ruled by their mothers. Yeah, and that uphold the work. You understand? Because Africa is a matriarchal society until colonizers made it patriarchal. I am a servant. I come to serve. Me not ask to be no leader. The Caribbean, African Caribbean Union declared me defender of the Rastafari faith movement. And when I step up to deal with the prison, it's over 3 years I never have neither male or female. I give them anything. And they were described that faith as an emerging faith. It was not recognized as a faith. Today, 8 years later, it is the #1 faith in the system. #1, not because Rastafari committing more crimes, but I went in there for the youths and I gave them evidence of their Rastafari faith and what they could relate to. Things like in the Bible where God saying black. And you know how God saying black? Him saying that Jeremiah, his father hurt of the daughter of his people, he's hurt, he's black. He identified himself as black because him saying that Jeremiah, you know, that I in a far country of the black woman that in a 6th region, we are crying and ask, is not the Lord in Zion, is not our God in her, is not our King in her, after them a kill off for son of our husband, and even we ourselves, eh? So if you sit down and watch it go on, well, the also tell Jeremiah, if you tell the world, so one new thing in the last days, the woman shall encompass the man. Encompass means to encircle. That means we know our place. We know what we must stay behind our king and put him up front. We know when we're supposed to stand beside our king and be his partner. And we know when we have to stand out in front to save our family. So, if you don't get that yet, or whoever it is and continue to fight, you better go back to the table because we sit down and watch the man them make this movement have gone wherever them want gone, while them be hypocrites, you understand, and leave babies and children all over the place, and they have abused, you understand, their wives and baby mothers and whatever. Some of them are much years and decades and they with them and they're even married to them, when His Majesty has come and put the order of fidelity in place for man to be faithful to them wife, and input him name as the head and that for 25 years faithful to one woman, our holy mother. You understand? Empress Menin. And you're wrong to say His Majesty never give any power to Empress Menin. And imagine that. That is what the brethren guys say. And His Majesty is on record saying in every decision he make him discuss first with his wife. Beloved, the Rastafari faith movement is no longer a Nyabingi movement. His Majesty has already told us as and give all I and I the right to worship as we please. It's one-on-one. We have certain foundation. His Majesty's speeches, Her Majesty's speeches, Marcus Garvey, Leonard, Percival, Howell, Hibbert, you understand? Our ancient one, Mama Baby I, take us under our wing for 30 years ago, 1992, me go to Ethiopia and start the educational program. So don't talk if you don't know what you're talking about. And me, woman called Moses, yes, me also named Nana, Amma, and Nancy, yes, I'm married now, and my last name is the Arco. You hear? Yes, I'm married to the son of a traditional Ashanti king. You don't mess with me. Yeah, I'm born Ashanti. Stuart, you understand? Me no have no time for no foolishness. Me just continue to work. You overs? And me a womanist, me a no feminist. Me a no white woman. Or what I'm telling you. Back off and get the work done. His Majesty say unity is the only solution. In break tradition for man, woman and child to equally work for this work of Pan-African to save the Africans of the world who born at home and born abroad. For all those words, I, Queen Mother Moses, give thanks. And in a South Africa, which is the land of my repatriation, I was initiated over 20 years ago as Palesa, the beautiful flower.
Yes, my sister, give thanks for all those sounds. First, I must again make a disclaimer. I don't know the I personally, and none of what I said was a personal or intended to be a personal attack on the I. After listening to the I have learned something that is very significant that make me different from the I. What I have learned is that I openly declare that this movement is not a Nyabingi movement anymore. So that's where I am different now from everyone. Because I am Nyabingi, stand Nyabingi, raise up Nyabingi, and my views and thoughts are Nyabingi. Hence, the things that I utter, whether you like it or not, is from Nyabingi perspective. Now, I already said to you that I didn't come through no Bible or no church or none of these things. And the fact that it is not Nyabingi anymore, I feel justified in how I stand today, because it seems that I am the only Nyabingi standing today. Now, let me tell you what I've done, sis, because this is not personal, you know. And I don't think you attack I. And I don't feel that it was personal, listen to you, and how you come put it down. But what I have done, sis, I have sent this voice note to some of my brethren, because maybe you didn't know, it clearly didn't know who Jahbunny is. It is very clear, because of how you start your speech. So it seems the system, as I said, send come call you of all Rasta. And I did it from 1979. I struggle this struggle. We send go call Ethiopian Abuna, and the system never accept them. The system never accept Sabora, which is Culture Brown. The system never accept Kafonya, Data Desta. The system never accept Jabogs. The system never accept. The system held by law that they would not accept woman. This is a part of the court record, you know? This is a part of the court law that woman couldn't lead Rasta. Yeah, the system, this is a part of the record. So today I'm learning from you now that you is so special that after Abuna Fox and his 4 priests walk out of the system because him nah take no talk from the woman, the system systematically find you and send for you. And you are now telling the world that I and I never accomplished nothing until you go in and make the changes. So what I have done, if you are right, I will know this because I have sent this voice note to all of my brethren them that made it left in the system. I don't know if you know, the system kicked me out over 35 years ago. Yeah. You just set on record that you got South Africa 20 years ago and you put in the work 20 years ago. But 30 odd years ago, when I leave Africa, it's straight Africa me go. So, when I go compare works, it's just, we want to establish, it's not personal. So for who think this thing is personal, it's not personal. The bridging them that had was to deal with the I, because first of all, for the record, it's complaint I get from some of the bridging them, you know. It's complaint I get from them that the high come in and turn the whole program upside down. This is why I have a principle that I don't want nobody to talk to me in my ears and whisper in my ears. Because when the man them that tell me, say, boy, Queen Mother Moses turned the program upside down, I should have record them. So now I put myself on the spot and I send the I voice note and give everyone so them can feel free to come forward and tell me, say, Jabby, Queen Mother Moses is right. Things get sweet after she come in and establish and things are run nice. And if them say that Queen Mother Moses, I go give you respect because I not have nothing against the I. I'm not here fighting down any woman. As you rightfully say, I come from a mother, a woman. Yeah. It's just that I don't see where I gonna make me personally now make no woman lead I. I'm a stand upon that. No care how great you is, you're not leading I. And that no call for no unity. Unity is you come stand side I, not lead I. So on that note, Queen Mother Moses, make it be one perfect love. I never take anything you say as a disrespect. And I never say anything to disrespect the I. So, respect goes out to all queens, daughters, sisterings, and the Rastafari movement, even though it is in its fragmented stage. One perfect love. Until such time.